has to be up like this. Hello, everyone.
Say again?
Death. I don't know why I can't think of it right now.
It's either Exodus or Slayer. I'm pretty sure it's Exodus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Exodus. They sound so similar in their first album. This is the album with Piranha on it.
Trying to get things situated here, people, and then we'll talk. No, this is not Pantera. What's up, everyone?
Oh, that's right. Exodus, Bonded by Blood.
Oh, we can't see the questions. Oh, there they are. Give me a second while I get situated, guys. I am very unprepared. So this is gonna be more of watching me squat, and I'll answer a few questions. But I do have to hurry. I promised I was gonna do this today, so I'm doing it. All right. Yes, Exodus. This is cold brew coffee. It's not beer. All right, I'll be on. All right, so this is me squatting, answering a couple of questions. Let's go back up to the top. Competition is May 27th. Boss of NorCal, Boss Barbell in Mountain View, California. Powerlifting meet. Alan, should everyone be doing conditioning after the workout? No, I don't do any conditioning. What's this vertical shit? It says that I can only do vertical. I don't know how to switch it. Let's see if it works. Nope, it says it's locked, rotate device. It also fits a squat rack in, so sorry about that. I'm looking down at my computer at the questions rather than on the screen because it's too hard. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Ever done hack pulls or Jefferson deadlifts? I think you mean rack pulls. Is that what you mean? Jefferson deadlifts is where you stand split stance over it. No, I've never done that. I don't think you should. All right, I'm gonna do some squats. Hey Alan, can you talk about overhead press form? I feel pain closer to my elbow because I was pointing them sideways instead of in front of me. You mean like this? Bring your elbows forward. Your forearms should be parallel. Hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, vertical and stacked. Hand position should be directly outside of your shoulders, much more narrow than your bench press grip. And if you're in this correct position, there's gonna be a lot less stress. When your hand's out like this, you might be torquing on your elbow a bit. Regarding squats, when would you think of wearing knee sleeves? Whenever you want. Whenever you want in terms of strength and in terms of warming up. You Myron Clarence. Yeah, Clarence is a strong dude. Just started Wendler's 5-3-1. Should I do sumo deadlifts after normal deadlifts? No, I don't think you should. Why do you need to do sumo deadlifts and conventional deadlifts? Just stick with conventional deadlifts. You don't have to try to get good at everything. I think that energy could be better spent squatting more or deadlifting more, or just recovering for your next training session. Sam, why was there no video on Tuesday? Because I've been very busy. This is my attempt at getting a video out while I train. I've been super busy lately. I'm not gonna turn down clients so that I can make more videos, and I'm not gonna let my sleep suffer or my training suffer. So I got a lot coming up. I've got a how to make your own deadlift blocks for deficit deadlifts or block pulls. That'll be up. I've got how to use a leg drive during the bench press coming up. I've also got a body fat test video coming up comparing hydrostatic testing, DEXA scan, fat caliper pinch test, and the scales that bioimpedance scales. And I'm taking all those tests myself and comparing what the results are. I think you guys will like it. All right, I got a squat. Got pause squats today. I'm training to tame, you bet. Is that a good morning? Good one. Guys, I'm sorry I can't get to all these questions. There are a lot of questions here. Any tips for deep squat depth? Squat more often. Honestly, if you're squatting once a week, squat twice a week, 3 times a week, squat more. It doesn't have to be heavy every day, but squatting a lot, squatting more frequently will get you better at squatting. It's as simple as that. How can I stop patella tendonitis? I'm promoting the low bar squat like I always do, but when you sit your hips back, take a little bit of stress off the knees, and you also engage your hamstrings, your abductor muscles, as well as your quads, obviously, when you squat. All those muscles tie into your knee joint, and if you're strengthening those muscles equally, you'll have healthy knees. That might not be a quick fix, but that's my low bar squat healthy for the knees explanation. How come you don't look straight ahead when you squat? Because I squat with some body lean like this, And keeping my head in that position reinforces that position. When I look up like that, it tends to lift my chest up, bring my hips under me, which is not correct low bar squat technique. I'm just trying to stay in my hips. Some people look a little more down than others. How many days a week do you train? 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna grab a belt and then do some squats. Section. I know it is because of that right there. Nope. What? Who is it? Destroyer 666. Oh, really? Yeah. Oh shit. I have the wrong answer too. I was gonna say Entombed. Okay. Alan, can you increase your 100 max by adding more reps on a weekly basis? Sure you can. Some people need more volume. Meaning they need to add another day of squatting, benching, or deadlifting. They need to add another set. So yeah, absolutely good. Trying to find some of these, some good questions here. I don't know why this isn't, it won't let me go full screen. It says that it's locked.
Swipe up. It's locked on your phone. Make sure that's locked.
That's locked.
That's locked. Is that on?
No.
Okay.
It says it won't let me. I don't know what I did wrong. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to deal with it. It also fits in the squat rack, so I know it's lame, but bear with me. Is it worth learning to snatch without a coach? Yeah, if you want to get better to snatch, definitely. Do I have to buy gym gears like yours? Knee wraps, belt, etc. I think there are two things that every lifter should have. A good pair of weightlifting shoes and a belt. You don't need knee sleeves, wrist straps and all that stuff. You could use that, but you don't need it. Destroyer 666, yes, that's right. All right, I'm gonna do a couple reps. YouTube Live. So this is more of a watch me squat session than it is a Q&A session. I'll get to your questions if I can. That was 315 pounds, which is, I don't know, like 142 and a half kilos. Are you still getting coached by Dr. Baraki? Yes, I am. How do you prevent your clients from leaning forward at the very bottom of the squat? You have to teach them how to low bar squat correctly. If the barbell's in the correct position on their back and it's traveling in a vertical straight line over mid-foot, they shouldn't be leaning over more than they need to. If they're doing a high bar squat and they have a tendency to lean forward too much, just put the bar lower on their back, and then it's going to accommodate that body lean. How do I know if I'm leaning too forward in the squat? So everyone's gonna lean over to a different degree. Some people are gonna have to lean over more than others. Some are gonna be a little more vertical, some are gonna be a lot more horizontal. You have to lean over enough. If the barbell's in the correct position on your back, you have to lean over enough to put the barbell over the middle of your foot. If you're balanced throughout your full foot on the way down and the way up, you are leaning over enough, given that the barbell's in the correct spot on your back. You don't need to lean over more or any more or any less. SPD or Ray-Ban? Probably SPD. I've never used either though. I've only used the strong sleeves. Need to grab plates. What rep scheme or weight percentage best promotes growth? Very general question. I like sets of 5 reps. It's a perfect blend of volume and intensity, or volume and weight. Sets of 10 or above, you're not lifting heavy enough weight. If you're doing 3s, 2s, or 1s as a beginner, as a novice, you're not doing enough volume. So 5s are great. Okay, I'm gonna do another set of squats. The inside of my right elbow gets numb when I squat. It's very uncomfortable. Is in my arm position. Yeah, possibly. I was getting really bad elbow pain, just a throbbing sensation that even made it difficult to close my hands when I was wrenching my elbows underneath the bar during the low bar squat. So I've moved my elbows back just a little bit and that pain no longer exists. So yes, it could be play with your grip, play with your wrist position, thumb over, thumb under, see what doesn't bother it. How to breathe and properly blaze during the squat and deadlift. Yes. Take a big breath, hold it throughout the entire movement, exhale at the top of the squat or at the bottom of the deadlift. Yeah, this is cold brew that I'm sipping on, not beer. How to minimize lower back pain when low bar squatting. Wear a belt, make sure you're breathing and bracing correctly, make sure the bar path is vertical over the middle of your foot, it's not going out over your toes. Make sure your set and rep scheme is good, you're not doing sets of 10 or something ridiculous like that. Alan Thrall cheats on his bench, yep. Box squatting hip pain, what are you asking? You have hip pain when you box squat? I don't know what to tell you. I don't do many box squats. Do you need a belt? Is it necessary? It's not absolutely necessary, but I think everyone should wear a belt. Is there a shelf on your back that you must put the barbell? Can you place it below your rear delts safely? It should not be below your rear delts. That's way too low. there's a bony ridge at the top of your shoulder blade. It's called the spine of your scapula. The barbell should rest below that. And then when you have a tight back grabbing the bar, your rear deltoid will flex, pop up, and it should rest on the top of your rear deltoid muscle, not below that and not above it. If it's above it, it's gonna roll forward when you squat. If it's below it, it's gonna go down. Alan, do you do hip thrusts? No, I don't. Favorite strongman exercise is the tire flip. All right, I'm gonna do one set. These are good questions, guys, thank you. I'm gonna do 1 rep. For you just tuning in, I'm locked into this tall view. I don't know how to, it says that it won't rotate it sideways. My phone's not locked. I don't know what the heck's going on. Can't go landscape. So it'll be 1 rep with 405, pause squat. Do I need to deload if I experience a sudden drop in squat strength? No. Depends. If your squat strength cut in half, maybe, but my squats do not feel stronger every day, I'll tell you that much. Just gotta keep pushing through that fatigue. Any tips on addressing hip shift in the squat? My hips shift a little bit, it's nothing to worry about. If you're shifting really far to the right, think about pushing harder off your right side. It's literally that simple. Also, make sure that your stance is correct. Your feet aren't skewed in any way. They're even. That's it. That's what I tell people when they're worried about leaning to one side more. Just push harder on that side, off of that side. There are no mobility drills or corrective exercises that I would have you do because I don't think it's going to work. All right. What if he shit his pants and we didn't know the whole time? Huh. Squats with knee pain, tips. Make sure your squat mechanics are good. I really like low bar squats. When you sit your hips back, you're engaging the muscles of your posterior chain, your hamstrings. When you're pushing your knees out, you're engaging your adductors. All those muscles tie into your knee, along with your quads. You're gonna use your quads when you squat regardless of what style you squat with. So using more all those muscles and developing them evenly means that you're gonna have healthy knees. Why does your hips move forward? Rip told us that one should not do that. I'm not sure what you mean. I'm trying to drive my hips up. At the very top, obviously they're gonna come underneath me. But no, I'm trying to drive my hips up, not drive my hips forward. Any workouts to break through squat plateaus? You gotta squat more. That's one thing that I've learned with working with Austin Baraki. One thing of many, squatting more often. Zercher squat, I don't think anyone should do it. That's knee support. I'm wearing the strong sleeves. Those are really the only ones I've ever tried. I've never tried SPD or anything. Is upper back grounding on heavy deadlifts acceptable? If it's a maximum pull or set, then yeah, it's common. I don't think that it should be something you just push through and keep doing more sets. But if it happens, it's not the end of the world. It's expected to happen. My snatch suck. What should I do? Work on your snatch technique. Get stronger maybe? I don't know what your limiting factor is. Do you extend all of your upper back during the squat? I don't hyperextend it, no. I just try to stay neutral, keep my spine neutral, and brace in that position. We are losing quality, aren't we? What is this, 144p? All right, I need to do another set. How to gain weight fast, eat a lot of food, and sleep a lot. Good assistance exercise for the overhead press, the bench press. Do you do pull-ups? Yes, I'm not recently, but I did a few weeks ago. What happened to Johnny Candido? I'm not sure. I think he's going to law school, and I think he's just really busy with that. Could be wrong. All right. Hang tight, guys. I got one rep here. I'm gonna step away from the camera for a minute. All right, 455, 1 rep, pause. Testament. It's 455 pounds, 200 kilos is 440. So 205. I'm afraid to fail squatting. What's the proper way to fail? If you're afraid of failing, you're doing something wrong. You gotta have some confidence. Wedding's next year in June. Hip pain during the squat. You might try pushing your knees out a little bit. The hips can get impinged if your knees are forward once you're down at the bottom. Driving the knees out can fix that. Squat rack gave me confidence. There you going. Yep, you bet. That's a good morning squat. Starting strength for 5-3-1. For a beginner, novice, absolutely starting strength. Novices don't have any business doing max rep sets. And a novice needs to practice the lifts. Starting strength, you squat every day. You deadlift every day to start. 5-3-1, you're only doing squat once a week, deadlift once a week. The frequency's just not high enough to practice. And 5-3-1 is 90% of your 1 rep max as a training max. A novice doesn't know it's 1 rep max. Starting strength allows you to literally be your strongest every single day. Do you think Chad Smith and Ripito contradict, even though both seem legit? Yeah, they do. Chad Wesley Smith thinks that novices need all of this work. Ripito thinks that they don't need that much work. And the reason starting strength is written the way it is because they're trying to induce the smallest amount of stimulus in order to get results so that a novice can recover 48 hours later and do it again. If you throw 5 sets of 10 at a novice, that's gonna leave them barely able to walk. And it's not very trainable. 5 sets of 10, and then what do you do? 5 sets of 10 with more weight, and then more weight, and then more weight. 3 sets of 10 is manageable. How do you prevent hernia from lifting? Make sure you're breathing and bracing correctly. You're not lifting more weight than you're able to. I've got a lot of questions lately about hernias. They're not as daunting as you think, surgery at least. Unless you get cut open surgery, it's gonna take a little longer to recover from. I've had an inguinal hernia in the Marine Corps, and I got laparoscopic surgery on it. A couple days laying around in bed, and then on the 3rd or 4th day, I went walking 20 minutes 3 times a day, and then I was back in the gym the next week just moving around. And within 2 weeks, I had to do a PFT. So surgery's a lot quicker than you think. But to prevent it, make sure you're breathing and bracing correctly. Is your programming intermediate, weekly, bi-weekly progression, or advanced? It is definitely intermediate. I am not advanced. All right, I need to get ready for another set. I'm gonna do 3 sets of 3. I should do less. All right, a couple questions, then I'm gonna do a set of 3. At what point in rep max percentage do I start wearing the belt on squats? Whenever you want, honestly. It's not a big deal. If you're a 315 squatter, is there really a difference if you put your belt on a 135 or 225? No. Put it on whenever you want. 18 years old, lifting for 3 years, should I buy a belt? Yes, you should. Anyone can wear a belt. All lifters, I think, need 2 pieces of equipment. Good pair of shoes, lifting shoes, and a belt. 3 to 4 inch belt, 10 millimeter to 13 millimeter. Single prong belt works fine. What does the belt even do? Can someone explain that shit? A belt helps you brace a little bit harder. You can brace harder against a belt than you can without a belt, for the same reason that you can apply more force to a 300-pound barbell than you can to a broomstick. So there have been studies show that intra-abdominal pressure is higher when you're wearing when the test subject was wearing a belt than when he wasn't. Abdominal pressure. What's your vertical? I have no idea. Neck pain during deadlifts. Don't wrench your neck up or your head up so high. I like squatting in flats. Some people do. How do you pick numbers for your powerlifting meet? Your opener should be something that you can triple, something that you can do 3 times. Your second attempt and your first powerlifting meet, I guess, should be something that you can do twice, and then your third attempt should be your best or a personal best. If you're going a little more, if you're a little more ambitious, you could do your second attempt being a previous best, and then third attempt trying to set a new record. But I will say that if it's your first powerlifting meet, don't expect to PR everything. That's what I did on my first powerlifting meet, not realizing that the powerlifting meet was going to take 12 hours, and I failed all 3 of my last attempts. Nobody cares how much weight you fail. So make sure you hit those numbers. Go 9 for 9. Thoughts on a box squat. I don't think anyone should do them unless you are extremely immobile, really old, and that's it, really. I worked with a guy this week who had double hip replacement, so he has a really hard time staying down to depth without the box. So I'll have him sit to a box and then drive his butt up. But if you're a healthy young man or woman, I don't think you need to do box squats. Is that beer? No, it's cold brew coffee. I don't do any ab work. Right now I'm wearing Nike Romalio 2s. All right, I've got a set of 3 here, guys. These are good questions. Are Chuck Taylor's okay lifting shoes? Technically, they're not lifting shoes, Olympic weightlifting shoes. But yeah, you could deadlift in Chuck Taylor's. All right, this is 405 pounds, 3 reps, paused. Kilos, it's gonna be about 185 kilos, I think. still here? It's pretty good. Felt all right. All right, let's see some of these questions. If you can only train 2 to 3 times a week, what exercises should you do alone? Besides the main 3 exercises, I don't think any. 3 days a week, squat at least twice a week, deadlift once or twice a week, bench, you can bench 3 times a week, press twice a week. Elbow pain from squat, no matter wide or narrow. Take a little bit of time off squats. If there's absolutely nothing that is working for you, take some time off squats to see if that helps. What shoes do you recommend? Doesn't matter. Addy Powers, but they're expensive. Nike Romaleos. Any shoe that has about 3/4 inch heel. I am 6 feet tall. Trying to find some good questions here, guys. A lot of repeated questions. Let's scoot. Whoops. Where'd we go? Tips for starting weight training at 40. Should programs be adjusted? I think the starting strength can work for nearly anyone, especially if you're 40. It's not that old. Do you totally breathe out at the top? I don't emphasize breathing completely out, but all the pressure that I have built up, I'll let out, and then masturbating, question mark, and then I will take another breath. If you guys are just joining me, sorry about this tall screen. I can't go landscape. I'm not sure what I did wrong. Thoughts on Russian squat routine? I'm not sure what the Russian squat routine is. Squat every day? Don't think squatting 5 times a week, 6 times a week. I don't think is ideal, is optimal. Can everyone do ass to grass? Not everyone should. Hey, it's Kevin. Does watching the squat on live stream mean I don't have to come in and lift today? No, Kevin, get your ass in here. Please respond. Benching naked. I would not suggest it for sanitary reasons. Have you done 5-3-1 program? Yeah, that was the that was the first actual programming that I ever did. Years ago. Did it for a long time. Why shouldn't everyone squat ass to grass? It's just excessive. I don't think it's needed. You want to train through the most effective range of motion. Once the crease of your hips has passed below the top of your kneecap and you've engaged all the muscles of your lower body, stand back up. I think that going any lower than that requires you to relax. I'm not giving anyone a hard time for squatting ass to grass, but if you ask me, that's my answer. Yes, I am a Meshuggah fan. No, I don't use hand grippers. What's your weight and height? I'm 6 feet tall. Oh, in kilograms. I'm 244. So whatever that is. Would you recommend 5-3-1 for powerlifting? Absolutely not. Volume is not high enough. Frequency is not high enough. You're not lifting heavy enough. I don't think 5-3-1 works for powerlifting at all. All right, 1 or 2 more questions. Has your deadlift improved since using the starting strength method? Yes, it has, absolutely. Much more consistent. I know what to expect. I'm not just hoping that I'm in the right position. I know I'm in the right position. How often should you max out if you follow 5-3-1? You're supposed to max rep sets on every set, or the last set of every day, so I'm not sure what your question is. Mad Cow 5x5. Mad Cow 5x5. Strong lifts 5x5. It's all just a rip off of starting strength. It's the same thing, just more sets. Thoughts on Kaizen power building? Silent Mike, Omar Isaf, Bart Kwan. I don't know. I've never even seen it. I haven't really talked too much with it about Mike, so I can't tell you. Bless you for the sneeze. Thanks. Okay. Trap bar deadlift is useless. I don't think you should use it. Do you watch UFC? Not as much as I used to. All right, I'm gonna do a set here. Another set of 3, 405 pounds, paused. I think it's 185 kilos. If my math is correct up here. All right, guys, about 5 more minutes, and I gotta cut this thing. Thank you guys for joining me. Let's answer a couple more questions. Why are pause squats? What are pause squats targeting? It's just making the movement harder, limiting the amount of weight that I can squat because I'm pausing. Thoughts on Eric Bergenhagen? I'm not sure. I don't have any thoughts on him. Thank you. That's it. I gotta go landscape before starting the stream because I'm locked in. I think this is actually nice because you can see the squat rack. But yeah, these black bars kind of suck. Should I always be trying to beat my PRs every training session? No. Depends on where you're at. If you're a beginner following linear progression, then yeah, you would be PRing every single day. At least recent PRs, because you're lifting more than you did last training session. How much you putting up? 405, I think it's 185 kilos for pause squats. Thoughts on Candido program? It's good. Frequency's good. Emphasis on the main lift is good. Sets reps is good. It's great for a free program. And I think for the majority of people who are doing nothing or bouncing around in the gym with no idea of programming or progression, I think it's excellent. This damn song.
Well, I had that same problem until my pitch went out and bought NWA's new book entitled
What's the thing people sniff before deadlifting and why? It's called smelling salts or ammonia capsule. I'll go grab one right now. All right, thanks for hanging in there. So this is it. It's an ammonia capsule. It's meant for when someone passes out, you pop it and put it to their nose if they're still breathing, and it wakes them up. So they'll take that, or they'll smell this, sniff this, to get fired up. I'll pop it right before my last set. I've got a couple minutes before I go. What should I work on to not get crumbled every time I get under heavy weight? Don't lift that much weight. You're lifting way too much weight if you're getting crumbled every time you get under it. What is the weakest link in squats? That depends on the individual. I want to build my squat up, but I bend over too much. You're probably using too much weight. Use a weight that you can perform the movement correctly, and then slowly make progress from there. If you're bending over too much, or if you're not able to stay balanced, don't add any more weight. Take weight off. Do it with lighter weight. Why no trap bar? Because you're going to get a lot more out of a barbell deadlift. So when I look at it, should I do trap bar deadlifts or barbell deadlifts? It's just a black and white answer. Barbell deadlifts, 10 times out of 10. Thoughts on substituting safety squat bar squats for low bar squat while recovering from elbow pain? You could, but safety squat bar is not really a low bar squat because the weight's high up on your traps. So you're gonna have to stay upright. And if you try to lean over, you're gonna fall forward because the weight's gonna be way over your toes. So if you have really, really bad elbow pain, then yes, you might do some safety squat bar squats, but it's not gonna substitute your low bar, or it's not gonna mimic it very much. Bar bounces around during a walkout, any advice? Don't take such big steps. All right, let's scoot down here. Thoughts on Alan Thrall being a little bitch? Not getting back into strongman anytime soon. Trap bar deadlifts could be used for farmer's walk, sure. So yeah, you can use trap bar deadlifts for a number of things. But if you're asking what's gonna get me the strongest, a barbell deadlift. I don't have a daily calorie goal, I just try to eat a lot. What program am I using? It's not a named program. I'm working with Austin Baraki, who's a starting strength coach, powerlifter, doctor, and he's writing my programming. So it's not a specific program that I can give you the name of. It's the Austin Baraki and Alan Thrall program, that's what it is. 5-3-1 or 5x5? 5x5 for strength, 5x5. What accessory work do you do after squats? Lately, I have not been doing much accessory work at all because I'm getting closer to my meet. Well, not much, but it's variations. This would be a variation or an assistance movement for my squat, just a pause squat. It used to be a tempo squat, a safety squat bar squat. So yeah. Thoughts on Olympic lifting? Olympic lifting is awesome. No, I'm not Olympic lifting right now. I'm trying to get stronger. Thoughts on lean gains? I don't even know who that is. Don't have any thoughts. Why don't you like 5-3-1? I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I never said that I don't like 5-3-1. The question was, is it a good strength training program? No, it's not. For powerlifting, it is not optimal, it's not ideal. There are a lot of other programs that are much better. I think that for just a general, an average Joe who's going to the gym and doing a bunch of machines and dumbbell stuff and silly like functional training, who's just has no idea what they're doing, no sense of programming or progression, I think 5-3-1 is good because it's better than what they're doing. So for an average individual, I think that it's a good program to use. I'm not gonna say it sucks or it's useless or it doesn't do anything. I was on 5-1 for a long time, and then it stopped working because I had to eventually change what I was doing in order to continue making progress. So the question that I usually get is 5-1 for powerlifting meet. Is 5-1 a good? Is 5-1 a great strength training program? And my answer is no. It's not ideal for powerlifting. It's not the best strength training program, but it's better than if my dad was in the gym doing something and he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna start 5-1." I wouldn't talk him out of it. Do you take protein powder? Yes, because I want to eat a lot of calories in the day, and it helps add calories. You're supposed to increase the weights on 5-1 every month. 5 pounds upper body, 10 pounds lower body to your training max. Yes, 6-4-2 is better than 5-3-1. All right, this is my last set. And I'm gonna do it to, is this Alanis Morissette, I think? Last set, 405 for 3, pause, about 185 kilos. Doing this to Alanis Morissette. And then I gotta close this out, guys. Can I get a thumbs up for Alanis Morissette? Does the song fire you up, Steve? Does Alanis Morissette fire you up? Does Alanis Morissette fire you up? That was it. I was just asking if she fired you up. That's it, guys. I forgot to sniff. We'll save it. Sorry. Here, this is what it looks like. Little black dot. Press. Listen for it. You sniff it. Ha! Yeah! So, guys, thanks for watching. I'm not gonna have a new video until next week. I've got a video about how to make your own deadlift blocks that I made here at the gym. I've got lost my train of thought. Hold on, give me 1 second. We got a client who just came in. So, how to make deadlift blocks, how to use leg drive during the bench press. I've got a video comparing hydrostatic body fat testing, fat caliper, DEXA scan. I'm getting all those tests done on myself, comparing the results with an electric bioimpedance scale. So stay tuned. Silent Mike and I got some stuff coming up, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Always remember, train on time.